Hello, welcome back to episode 11, because we checked it last week. That was indeed episode 10, but we will do a proper episode 10 with the new crew when we get there. I am Alliance Dispatcher number 1. We've got number 2, number 4, and number 5 with us. Number 5 still hasn't bought a webcam. Can we start a Kickstarter or a GoFundMe for Jamie's webcam, please?
I mean, I've just seen the picture that he's put in our WhatsApp, so that's the one that's going to be going up.
It's not safe for work,
Nobody.
I would say.
He looks pretty cozy.
Yeah. I'm pretty. The problem is I look stoned. I'm not, but I look pretty stoned in that.
You know, kids these days, he's probably stoned.
Yeah,
Guys.
probably.
Yeah. Oh no, he's not an American from California, is he? Whee.
Just to correct you, Danny, it's episode 12.
Fuck.
Insane.
Also, don't swear.
Last week was episode 11.
Yeah.
Ruin. We missed the pinnacle that was episode 10. Well, apologies to our 3 listeners. I'm sure you'll forgive me.
Sorry, Mum. Sorry.
So today we're just going to have a little chat about set 3. Before we get into that, in the UK today it is obviously Remembrance Day. It's the day where we remember all the players that have lost access to Boba Fett. So if we could just have a moment of silence for those players.
Absolutely fucking not. Ba 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 ba.
Rude.
We are so sorry for your losses, guys. So sorry.
It's really annoying because if we'd held out a day and it was me, you, and Jay doing the pod, this would have been a very pro. Can't believe they banned Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Now
Perfectly balanced. No issues at all.
We're here to
My
burst a
boy.
bubble.
Yeah, I'm not sure if won a game of Swoo since he's been banned, so I think I'm cooked, boys. But
What even?
nah.
After your amazing performance at the oh no, hang on. No, that would.
Look, I beat you playing Boba Fett with Jango Fett last week. You can't talk, Mr. Sage.
I didn't have any cunnings.
That'll do it.
Don't be poor, as our dear friend of the podcast, Paris Hilton's T-shirt would say.
Yeah,
Just
to number 8.
To clarify, it's just a T-shirt. It's not Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, it's happened.
It's happened.
I
Yeah.
think, we were all expecting it, right? Like, whether you agreed with it or not, I think they were going to do something about it. I think the way they went about it was quite good. They explained everything in the video. There's a really good article as well.
See, I was expecting it, but not this quick. I wasn't expecting them to do it before set 3.
I thought it was going to be a bit like after set 3.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I thought January maybe they'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm glad they did, though.
I think the PQs literally just were like, yeah, he's kind of a problem, FFG. We need to do something about it.
Yeah.
I think it was good that they took the why suffer through it a few more months. You know, I think they realistically knew even if the meta did adapt to it, that was going to take 2-3 months, and then that's more time you've lost to just everyone being a bit like meh. It did feel though like I was having dinner at my mum's when they were doing that live stream, and I just got the message from you boys about suspended, and I had the same reaction as getting like the Queen's dead. It's like, oh, fucking the entire community up in shambles. Everyone's messaging you going, oh my god, are you okay, hun? I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking great.
That was our own elections.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. See, my big issue was I had another mate, Arturo, a Spanish man. He's probably one of our 3 listeners. Well, he was just going on about how ECL's had its number lowered and Sabine's gone up to a 5 cast, and I was like, I haven't watched the video. Have these things happened? Because they sound outrageous. And he was like, no, they're coming. And I'm like, and then I read the article, and in there it says like, we really don't approve of like editing cards. We don't agree with it as a thing. And I'm like, well, obviously not. They're gonna make there's no way they're gonna make Sabine 5 cast to reduce the power of ECL. Which ban the cards, right?
Yeah, some of the stuff they mentioned they did in testing though was wild.
I still haven't watched the video. A week later, what do they do? Hit me.
I think what was it?
About the high life, the
Yeah.
high life and damage of leaders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like some of it was mad. Like what they wanted Sabine to be a 2-7,
and like Luke was like a 7-10, and
Yeah.
Fucking hell, they wanted to end games early, didn't they? Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, they just wanted to get it done over with.
I mean, it would make you because, like, something I felt at the weekend, like I flipped Maul and I just got Poe clooned and he died, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, goodbye, Maul. And if he was like a 6'10", then obviously that's not going to happen. You'd have to trade 2 units into it, so it would have been nice to have. I can see why they tested to see whether or not to try and make leaders stick around a bit more, but it's probably a very good idea that they didn't.
If Maul's health was more than 6, he'd be a massive problem.
He'd be a
Yeah.
menace.
I think.
Imagine if he
Yeah.
was a 6'7", like it'd be wild.
Nastiness.
Yeah. So you got to swing in with at least like 2 or 3 things to try and kill him.
Yeah,
before...
like it. Yeah.
I mean, we say that, but in most games, that's what Anakin ends up coming up as. He ends up coming out as like 5 or 6, 7, because he comes
Yeah,
out
but
6. And if you
yeah,
haven't
but
done,
you
if you
have
haven't
to-
done that much damage to him,
But
you're
he
not
only
really
gives
gonna
himself
get it.
overwhelm. He doesn't give your entire
Oh,
board
yeah, yeah, yeah.
overwhelm.
Everything.
Like
Yeah.
that's the big swing there. Like, yeah, having a 6'7" leader would be great. From I'm going to kill. I'm going to trade 2 for 1 with this dude, which Anakin I reckon probably can. I still haven't put any testing in with Anakin yet. I think he'll
We've got
just
Joel
kind of
doing that for us.
struggle with Red Hero being very aggro and not very mid range.
Yeah.
I mean, Joel played it on Thursday and he had that bravado moment, which seems like the one to watch out for.
Yeah.
Where he hit for like 20 something with Anakin because he just do something else,
Yeah,
bravado hit, and it's like,
bravado
oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it all gets a bit nasty.
Yeah.
And of course, Owen won the draft with Anakin at the weekend.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there is it's a gamble playing him though, right? Because
You have to have that damage on your base. To
Yeah,
be able to
yeah.
Yeah.
he needs to be damaged, and a lot of the cards that go with him are based on that as well. So yeah.
Well, how do you feel just sticking with the Anakin then? So obviously against aggro, you probably don't want to use his ability because you're only punching yourself closer and closer to death, and against the Sabine, you'll die. It's obviously a lot better against like control decks where you are damaging your base because they're very unlikely to. So does that impact anything? Is Anakin better if we see a lot of control decks come out, which I don't think we will because I think Sabine will crush them all into a fine paste? Would
think,
that make Anakin better?
I think Anakin's actually okay into Sabine, because like a couple of her units, like Fighters for Freedom and Cassian, they both have sort of like awkward health points, and that extra 2 damage just makes trades way more efficient. Like Anakin,
Sure.
he deploys like Yoda early on, and then Yoda can kill a FFF. Can't kill the Cassian, but it helps. Also like Battlefield Marine if he played that. Not
Sure.
Battlefield Marine, any sort of like early sort of 2-drop with 3 damage.
Yeah. And would allow Yoda to go like 2 for 1 maybe.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think
Yeah.
it's things like, and like, even if you're playing Anakin, like let's just go with Blue as the example. Even if you don't use his ability, I think Blue Hero is still comfortable into Sabine. Just because of what
Yeah.
you've got going on. Like you don't have to use his ability. You could play Blue Red Hero with no fucking leader sometimes, and
Yeah.
do all right.
Well, I had a mate, Arturo, who and I showed you his deck list. He's playing Yoda Red. He didn't come across any aggro games, but he split a winner box at the weekend with Yoda Red, and him not playing any aggro is a bit like that's a bit weird. But also he's Blue Red Hero, which has plenty of answers for aggro. Like he's still playing all that low end, which should kind of see him through into the late game, which he doesn't even really need to go that late because you can just You're My Only Hope Poe turn 2.
I mean, that'll do it.
Is the play with Anakin not red yellow though?
I think in the
So you
minute
can now
there's a lot,
You can
Like-
now there are 2 of them mace.
but then like I think it's an alright one, but like I think at the minute there's too many options. You know what I mean? For Anakin, I don't think we've really ironed out what the good one is yet.
Yeah.
Because if it's yellow Anakin, that means Quinlan Red is trash, and Jamie won't
But
have
I
it.
think I won't have it, but I think they'd be
True.
very different because I think having like I said, it's reminiscent of Chirrut. Having the early 5-cost one, a force throw or 2, and a good like Yellow Red Hero's got a lot of good 2 and 3 kind of things you can do.
Yeah.
having the earlier hero with some force throws, you can just take the whole tempo like on that turn. Like when I played Joel at locals on Anakin Blue, and like you just don't care what size Anakin comes out because you'll have an answer. Like Red 3 makes a lot of Red 3 makes Heavy or Plo Koon one shot him. There's enough answers in Red Yellow to most things. I think if you want Anakin, you want something where you benefit that later game a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Which makes me think blue or green.
Sure. And I just want to shout out actually like Heavy. Looking at the card, I was like, I'm not sure, but after playing him, he was incredible.
It's so good. I've been mainboarding him and Jesse at the same time, and it's disgusting. Because they can't stop. Usually they can't. I say always. They usually can't stop both of them, and even just one of them getting a hit or two off is like, well, there's a 30 your base.
Yeah.
And that's not including like surprise strikes. My leader's following up a turn after. Plo Koon's coming. It's a lot of damage that kind of is always there.
Yeah. Although I did play Jesse into my mate's Kylo mono red deck, and he just open fired him, and I was like, oh no, I've given him 2 battle droids. So that wasn't great.
That isn't a good feeling, no.
No. So
But you learned your lesson.
Well, yeah, I absolutely never learn anything. So I think like while Jesse is good, I think there is a lot of targeted removal at full health on turn 3, on turn 2, which can remove him. So it's a bit awkward with those battle droids afterwards. I was a Nalisay deck I was playing. I went Jesse into ECL Forlom. Give a battle droid a shield. Give Forlom a shield. It was all right. It was all right. If someone out there actually who's got a much bigger brain than me can make a decent Nalisay deck and send it to me, that'd be great.
That'd be great. Yeah, if someone else can do the lifting.
It's really hard to work out what the good clones are and what good blue, green villain units you need to still put in your deck. And like curving it out properly, because when you're ECLing Wrecker and you're destroying your own experience, you can't get up to Avenger or Snokes. So it's like you're playing this weird like mid-range version of the deck. It's odd.
It's gonna be someone's gonna manage it at a tournament, and then everyone's gonna try and play it. Only a couple of people are gonna understand how to play it, and then it will disappear. And then it will disappear again. I think it'll be one of those decks.
It'll be a sum of its parts, like when everyone tried to play the Boba Green after Manchester and couldn't do it, because it was a bit odd, more difficult, not like difficult, but it was different, you know.
Yeah, the 54, or the was it a CAD Blue deck that did really well in Spain?
Yeah,
and it was just like bonkers off the wall.
It was the Malmo one, wasn't it? There was just like one of.
Yeah.
I don't think he had 3 of anything. It was all like 2s and 1s.
It's all 2s and 1s, and he won a big tournament in Barcelona, didn't he? And it's just like that deck looks trash. I don't know how he's done it, and that is why I didn't even attempt to play.
One, not Bosk. I thought it was
maybe.
There was a cat.
It was a South America.
Yeah, there was a cat blue that won a big tournament in Stockholm.
Oh,
okay.
But yeah, there was something in South America as well.
Sure.
Yeah, I swear, Jaimee, you played that for a little bit. It was like the budget Cad Bane blue deck.
Yeah, I played it on Carabas for a little bit, and then I did have it assembled for locals. But it was one of those decks where it was genuinely really good, but it was just so boring.
Yeah,
like,
was it?
It might have been. It might have been
was
Brazil.
It was. It was Brazil. Yeah. It was
Sure.
South something. Yeah. It was good. It was just a bit like if that's your thing, sure, but it was quite boring to me personally.
Yeah.
So I kind of packed it in.
Well, yeah, it's a hard control like blue removal deck, isn't it? It's like I play a thing, oh here's a thing to remove your thing. We'll eventually get into the late game, and I will hopefully win that at that point because I'm playing blue villain.
That's why they described it as soft control when when they actually spoke about their deck list.
Sure.
Some weird soft control.
Yeah.
It is a funny looking soft control one. It's got every blue removal spell and every yellow bounce. That doesn't feel very soft to me, bro. I hate to think what hard control he's got cooked up somewhere.
I think the way the SWU community defines hard and soft control is: have you got units? Yes, you're a soft control deck. I think that's the definer, and that's not something I particularly agree with. I saw someone.
Are we getting all 3 games in? If so, it's soft control. If not, it's hard control.
Yeah, I saw someone. It might have been it might have been his Thrawn yellow deck that he put out yesterday, and he was saying how it's like a mid-range soft control deck or something. I was just like, what words are you using there? Like you're playing Thrawn and you've got Avenger. That's a control deck.
It's like that. The only one that could do that was Boba. That's why they got rid of him. These mid-range aggro control tempo decks, they're gone. Alright?
Sure.
You can only have one now. Pick one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say Boba Blue was a mid-range aggro control tempo deck. I'll agree.
Yeah.
But I don't think that exists anymore,
Nah, it's gone.
thankfully, because that was an awful deck. I really
Rest in
hope
pain.
Bosk Blue bites the bullet, but I think it might just clutch its
I think it'll
straws and
survive.
see
I think
through.
it
It
I don't think it'll
will-
be what it is.
Yeah. It will hang around until another control thing shows up, right?
Mm,
Yeah.
Basically. Because it was Vader Blue,
Yeah.
then it's Boss Blue because you got the bounties. But
Yeah.
I don't see anything really replacing it apart from maybe, like you mentioned, Iden last week.
Yeah. Well, I was just kind of hoping that the meta would go wide enough or quick enough that it would just remove it from the game.
Not a big fan of it.
Which I don't know. Looking at how good aggro is at the moment, like let's just pivot into like Sabine yellow, Sabine green, Kylo yellow, Yasaj red. Like I feel like aggro is now got the card pool where it's getting very, very finely tuned, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the issue with the green list is it doesn't seem to be going anywhere now. You know.
Like I was playing against Kylo mono red at the weekend, just for a bit of practice, and even that was like pumping big numbers. And I was, dead by turn 4 or 5 playing playing double yellow Han, like, which is a deck I would expect to do quite well into aggro. But I was just like, by the time I had like flipped DJ and played all my early game, I was just like, well, I've got like 5 health left.
No,
Like,
Yeah. So with double yellow Han, like how much from your old Boba deck can you just put in that? How much?
Isn't it like everything but the villain stuff, and you just stick the hero?
But like, how much villain stuff was in there? Forlorn Zuckuss.
Forlorn Zuckuss,
Fire Spray.
Imperial Tie, Fire Spray,
Toro, and
Toro.
the unit.
Yeah, it's similar but different. Because like instead of like obviously like Millennium Falcon's a much better card than Imperial Tie, no, not Phantom, the other one. Seventh Fleet Defender. Obviously, the Millennium Falcon's a much better card than that. And you've got the like bigger Millennium Falcon to kind of trade out for your Fire Spray. Like it's not as good, but an ambushing 5/5 on 6 is all right in space.
Yeah.
And you've got the option to smuggle.
And you've got the option to smuggle just a 5/5 spacer should you need it. So I feel like the space game is comparable. If you've got a slightly better early, but slightly worse late. And
you swap Zuckuss with Han, right?
yeah,
Han's probably better than Zuckuss.
Yeah, so I'm running Han and Infus Ness at 7, along with DJ at 7. Because you can obviously just ramp quite quickly into Han to get there. And then early game, it's all like the new R2, Bodhi, Ezra, Tex. And then you've got Cantina Bouncer in that mid slot.
Did you replace those Rebel things with neutral Underworld things? And have McClunky?
It's tough because I think the only flex spots in there is Ezra. In the 3, because R2 full of solutions, like the new yellow R2, I think it's just incredible. Being able to just like dig through your deck 3 cards on play, gets you 3 cards closer to Cunning in the early game, allows you to get 3 cards closer to Infus Ness or Han Solos or DJs to resource for the mid game, so that you've got those answers. The only thing, like event wise, I'm running Clear the Field instead of Waylay, because it kind of fills that slot, although you can't use it late game. Well, you can, but you can't bounce like a Poe Dameron or something with it. So it's a bit of a, I don't know, but the fact that it costs 2, I think, opens up a lot more answers for it.
Yeah.
Like you can clear the field and then drop an R2 if you haven't already managed to play one on turn 1. Like I think just having that one flex mana is something I'm still testing at the moment. And I think you can still play both breaking ins and surprise strikes because of tech. You can resource them and just play them for 4 later on if you need to. And then you're still running hot shot because hot shots, like,
why wouldn't you?
for 3, just being able to ping that extra 2 on, especially when you can just like play R2, pit hot shot on R2, turn 2, and you've just got a 4/4. There aren't that many units other than Grievous that's really springing to mind that that R2 will go 2 for 1. It'll kill the turn 1 play and then still be alive to take out the turn 2 play because you'll have the initiative because you've literally just gone, I'll play this, attack, claim, and you're done, right? So it's really good at keeping the tempo.
Open fire feels bad though.
Open fire does feel bad. But if you're using R2 to kill their turn 1 and they're opening firing you,
you're not that fast.
And then you've claimed, then they pass, and you go in with 4 resources. I think that's kind of where my deck at the moment is struggling, is that I haven't got a good card to play at 4.
Do you not run the new Sabine unit?
No, because I'm running Ezra as an extra 2-drop. Because I'm only playing Mercenary Gunship and R2-D2. So if I run the Ezras and the Bodies, I could obviously harn out one of those 2 units if I need to. Where if I drop the I could drop the Ezras for the Sabines, but I'm not a harn. I'm not a mono yellow harn player. I don't really know the deck that well yet, so I need to do a bit of digging.
Could you put Gamorrean guards in?
I think you'll struggle to have the other yellow unit in play. Like I'm running 24 units, which is kind of like my staple. I feel like when I build most decks. I think the fact that Mercenary Gunship isn't a yellow could cause me trouble.
That's gonna
And like tech isn't a yellow card, but there's only and hot shots. I'm only down 8 cards in my deck that aren't yellow, so it's not horrendous. But I would like to probably see if there's a better option than Mercenary Gunship for a 2-drop spacer, but I don't think there is. I think there's a reason it was.
Just give them a bounty and play Cartel Turncoat. Let them draw a card, mate.
Yeah, but then what am I doing with that other 1 resource? Like, then I'd have to put something else in, right? Then I'd have to either harn out an R2,
drop a layer, and then drop the
Cartel spacer. Yeah, that's what Link does in the Quinlan Red Space one. Just a layer and then into a 1-drop. I don't think it's huge, but it's a thing.
Yeah, like it just doesn't feel like. And Leia's just a 2/2, right? So she's just dying. She's not going to kill it. Like, obviously, like a bit of an aside. I think we'll see. Like, people weren't running 3 attack, 2 defense units. I think primarily because Boba could just run a. You could run DJ Death Star straight into it, turn 2, right? Get the trade, get the resource, and you're golden. The fact that green Boba is gone, will we see less DJ Death Stars? Therefore, will we start seeing the 2 attacks, the 2 defense, 2 drops back again? Will, Jin SOC play? Will other cards that are, Viper Probe Droid, I don't like.
I think it just depends on if there is another green villainy deck that ends up being that dominant. Because I think Super Laser Tech is a really good card, but you are right. You don't have that comfort with Boba. You can get away with a dodgy ramp because he could just turn around and abuse his mechanics, and the game's yours. He flips early or he flips OB armor, you're caught up. Whereas there aren't leaders now that can do that. They can't take this loss at the start of the game and go, literally doesn't matter. Yeah. Even just like his 4 power, very few leaders have that go with green, so they can't do 6 to the board. It's 5, which loses you a little break point on like killing 2-3 health minions or something like that. Like I think ultimately at this point it still depends on what decks come out. I don't think Super Laser Tech's like gone by any means. No. Like, don't think there's anything now that gets you that value of like even just ECLing him out for that really quick ramp. Like even Boss Green didn't do that, and Boss Green benefited a lot from ramp, but you still
Yeah.
wouldn't ECL out super laser tech for no reason.
No, but would you ECL out a super laser tech to kill their turn 1 play if they played a 2 health 1 drop, like turn 1 play?
I guess it depends on the matchup, because
Yeah.
if they're playing something where they like, what if that 2 drop was? I mean, I'm saying this like obviously what I'm playing in a minute. Your super laser tech isn't going to kill any of my early game units. Like R2 it won't kill
Yeah.
Delegate, it won't kill Grogu. I think there's a lot of big health units now as part of the cool against aggro. I
Yeah.
want to be able to trade my units and live.
Yeah.
But I think it depends on what the meta is, because like, there's definitely a world where you ECL the super laser tech, sure. But what if they don't care? If they're not aggro, they're like, all right, now neither of us have a thing.
Yeah, and kind of aside to the 2 health, like the 1 health breakpoint, I think's got a lot more risky as well now. Like I'm not sure I'd be playing Greedos.
Oh, 100%, no.
Or any kind of 1 drop, or that 3/1 Sentinel yellow droid. I can't remember its name, but
This B3 something, I think.
yeah,
These
like,
B3.
Yeah. So in my Maul deck, I've only put the droids in because they deal 2 damage when you kill them,
sure.
and then I've looked at everything else available, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, I mean,
my first turn plays are really limited.
Red Villainy sucks, so I think is
Yeah.
probably one of your best choices. And if it does get to swing, then cool, you get to do 4 damage to their base before it dies. Like, I think that's fine. But yeah, I feel like having 3 health in defense on your, having a 2/3 or a 3/3 1 drop, turn 1 play, not a 1 drop.
Yeah.
Was really, really important, and I'm not sure whether or not it will continue to be as important. And if it's not, then that could kind of flex the slot open a bit more, I guess, as to what units we'll see. Because you could play like Lothal and Surgeon, or
yeah, it might just be something you need to like prepare to have to sideboard, though, right? Like you could go in a tournament, you could go all day and not play a CAD or a Quinlan.
Yeah,
sure. But I just feel like if... Sorry.
You go.
I was going to say, with the 1 health units and the 2 health units, you also just need to be concerned about the token removal. If the droids and the troopers do have decks that exist out there, then, grenade throw is going to ruin your day. And all the, like, -1/-1 blue removal, or the blood sport to do 2 damage to everyone. There is still quite a lot of low health removal. Well, there's more low health removal in the game now than there ever has been, making the 3 health 2 drops even better because they don't die to any of it.
Yeah.
But does any of that see play? Is the question, I guess.
That's what I mean. It's like, do you run these heroes or these cards? It just vastly depends on what ends up being good, Because like, there was Boss Green and Boss Blue last set, and they were both really good, but people still ran 1 health units because, even if you come against them, there's no guarantee they've drawn the bounty turn 1.
Yeah.
I think Quinlan and Cad are a little worse because they can get away. Like, when I soft pass on Quinlan, I don't care if you claim, unlike Bosk. So there's not a downside inherently to like letting them do it. But I don't think it removes 1 cost entirely, because like an aggro deck, if you get a swing or 2 off on Kylo Yellow with Greedo, you're having a good day,
Yeah. Yeah, and
I wouldn't bank my entire play on it. I wouldn't be like, I'm going to keep this hand, all I've got is Greedo. I'd be mulliganing that.
Sure. Yeah, and I don't think, Quinlan or, Cad will see the play levels that Boba saw. So you'll never need to worry. Even combined, I don't think you'll see like a meta share that high. So you're probably always going to be okay to run 1 drops. It's just that. But there's also just all those extra little cards in primarily red, but also in blue, that can target those low health units as well. Yeah. And you still need to think about, can I get a favourable trade off Super Laser Technician or not? I don't know. Too much to think about, boys, isn't it?
Too much going on.
I think Super Laser Tech, will probably... It has a place in a Imperial ramp deck, right? So if you're maybe playing double green Palp.
Oh yeah, sure. But I still think if you're playing Maul, right? If you're playing red green Maul, you're not throwing in some cheeky Super Laser attacks, or you just living on like price on their head and resupplies.
I've got resupply.
Okay.
Because mainly, if I put a super, I'm the mall player. I put a super laser tech down.
Yeah.
You're not going to kill my super laser tech.
No.
If you might ignore it, or maybe just not put anything down that side, so that I don't slam my super laser tech into or hit munching unit, and then I get all out early. So I think resupply is better because it's instant.
Sure. Have you not been tempted to try price on their head yet then? Or is it just cost 2, so it's quite expensive?
It's a 2 cost, and there's just better stuff that I could have in there.
Sure.
It's just, it's about getting to 5 and 6 quickly, because that's where all my big damage makers are.
Yeah.
Like the Hunting Nexu.
Yeah. Stop it.
Best
Stop
card in the
it.
set. Just behind Favorite Delegate. Best card in the game.
Anyone who's also on the train of Hunting Nexu, now there's 2 of them, Crate Dragon, get the fuck out.
Oh, no, I'm not.
It's not good. Stop
doing
it. Stop using creature tags.
Creature tag, baby.
It's not good.
But,
you're not good. Stop it.
But Hunting Nexu, it works. It works with the whole mall overwhelm, like ECL or timely intervention. One of them out.
Yeah.
No one expects those big old grins to come out and smash you in the face. Like,
Yeah.
they're really good, and they can soak up most damage as well if you're using them to get rid of.
Fun fact as well, they're one of the few units I've painted in my Imperial Assault collection on my next
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
fun fact.
Good.
Nice.
Good. But it's I like the Nexu.
I'm still not convinced, but I did awfully last week. I did awfully at draft.
No, Boba, he's washed. He's out, boys.
I might just become a Sabine Green player. What do you reckon, Michael?
Don't act like Sabine Green is easy, okay? Don't act like.
I mean,
Green
there literally isn't a new card from the set that goes in that deck.
I've seen some people put Ayla Secura in there as a 5-drop instead of Poe.
Because they're
what?
broke and can't afford Poe.
Ayla is also a legendary, okay?
Yeah, but she's also like £7.
I genuinely think Poe is now a bit dog shit now that they've added in a lot more 5-drops with 6 damage in Hero. I think Poe has lost his little niche now.
Yeah, and the fact that you don't need to kill Boba Fett's as well is quite good. Like the 7 health break point is kind of gone at 5, which is no, it's not actually. It's 3. There's a lot of 3/7s still, aren't there?
Yeah, but they're not Boba, right? You're not killing him for his stats. You're killing him for the fact that he's Boba, and any minute now he could become unkillable.
Yeah.
Which is annoying because they did add a bunch of immediate Boba answers in Plo, in Quinlan, heavy in anything if he triggers. Who?
What did I just say?
You said Fit Pesto. Do you mean Kit Fisto?
Yeah. That's
Kit Fisto's trash, mate. Stop it.
Yeah, he's a turn too late.
Really?
That's why in Yellow Red I'm not bothering with now there are 2 of them, because he's the only other target, and it's like, well, who cares about this guy, man?
Yeah, I like how his subtext is like smiling Jedi or something.
Yeah, something really just uncool.
Which is just that one moment where he like force pushes like a droid
3PO.
onto 3PO or something, like, and then he just gives a little like derpy big prosthetic head smile, and that's what his card's known for. It's they did our boy dirty.
Bro's got no legacy.
Yeah,
no legacy whatsoever.
He's got a cool name as well, like Kit Fisto. What a name, right?
Fit Kisto.
Like Plo Koon, loser. Probably my favourite Jedi though, actually, of the Clone Wars is Plo Koon.
The live action version of him is actually so fucking weird.
Yeah.
I want to say though, I called that his card would be good. I said it from the get-go.
Which one?
What, Kit Fisto?
No, Plo Koon.
Kit Fisto.
Oh, a 3-6 with raid 3 if I've got 3 units in play is good. Of course he was good.
No, I'm not having that. I will go in the chat. You lot were not backing me when I was
Nah,
backing him up.
get the
You lot were
screenshots.
not backing him.
Get the screenshots off. I've been a
I'll get.
I've been a Plo Koon stan since before you were born, mate.
And yet you weren't there for him when his card was launched.
The card was great, mate.
You
card
were
was great.
so full of shit.
You scroll back up in that chat.
I will.
It was
I'm going for it.
coordinate. It was coordinate, wasn't it? That we weren't all too sure about.
Yeah, but that in turn led to.
To be fair, I'm still not sure about, but
I'm
seems
sold
okay.
on it after this weekend.
I'm sold on it.
After the draft.
Yeah.
So last week, I was very much. I think droids are going to be a lot better than clones.
Yeah.
This weekend, the top 3 were all Republic.
Well, you say that though. Clones are rubbish. Coordinate Jedi are good.
Oh, they're insane. And heavy. Heavy's not a Jedi.
And
but
heavy.
he's a
I
fucking
tell you what card is a sleeper is Shag T. She might not be a sleeper, but she's good. If she gets an attack off and you can get a swing with the clone that she creates, that's gross.
Who let this guy on the podcast, man?
Yeah, Shanti.
What?
Like I tried
It's actually good.
I tried a Rex like Shanti clones deck, and it just plays too fair.
Did you start singing?
Yeah. But she played it like the whole deck played too fair, and then when you're flipping Rex and he's just got 2 attack, he just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it's sad. He didn't need to have 2 power. I get why, because technically
Because he gets a
you're
2/2. Like
yeah,
yeah,
technically you're dropping
his stats
4/8
are actually through the roof. And I keep thinking, is there a way to get these tokens ready? Like on your doorstep is such a good card because it's just like here's 3 ready 1/1s.
Won me pre-release, mate. That card.
Yeah, and the Chancellor Palpatine lets your tokens come in ready, but he's double yellow.
Well, I was looking at a thing on Reddit, and some people were talking about is the Chancellor Palpatine just a 6 cost that you take in something that isn't double yellow? Because if you're playing double yellow, you're not going tokens. Realistically, there's already a very tried and tested archetype that isn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
So people were talking about, do you take it in some sort of exploit, yellow, blue, yellow, red, whatever.
But the thing is, like, if Rex was a 6-drop and had slightly better stats, I would be interested. Because you can just slam. No, he's a 5-drop.
He's a 5-drop 2/6.
It's 5-drop 2/6.
I don't think you get the same value. Like, obviously he technically comes out with 4/8 worth of power, but it just doesn't. That's just not. It's not how it ends up playing out. He flips and it's like, oh yeah, but he's got the most. No, because one of them's 2/2 and disappears in a strong wind.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if he had like Rex's blasters or something that you could then equip, or equipped. Like I still think they need to introduce a mechanic of when you flip a leader, you can play some equipment from your hand directly onto that leader, paying its cost. To like try and
love that.
Oh, hey, to like buff up the not as good leaders, and it's also just a kind of a bit interesting, like getting Rex up to a 4/6 on 5.
I do wonder about the idea, because I've said things like similar cards about the idea of when the next thing happens, as opposed to on. I mean, it's hard to do in a game where it's like action pass.
Yeah.
But eventually they've got to kind of bridge that, and do
Yeah,
that
like all you got to do is print on a card, when Rex, when Rex leader deploys, you can play this card
for free. Yeah.
Like not for free, but you can play this card paying its cost. So you flip your leader and then you can be like, right, now I'm going to pay 3 for Rex's pistols, so that he's not. So you're paying, your turn. You make them outrageously expensive if you want. You make them cost 4, so you can drop a 4/6 leader. That probably makes them unplayable, but you're then at least your Rex is doing something.
You've just got to then be careful of which leaders you give it to.
Yeah.
Because if not, it's a slippery slope between something cool and oh bollocks, we've Boba's armored again.
yeah. I still think IG-88 needs an explosive core that you can equip for when he flips.
That was who I originally had the conversation with. I was like, you need like when a unit enters play, give it +0/+3 or something. Something that lets IG come out and stick.
Yeah.
That was the very first thing where I was like, oh, well, there needs to be some sort of.
Yeah. Or at least if he comes out and then he gets open fired, he can blow up like the unit
stuff.
one does and kill some ground units. Like, so at
I
least
cannot
makes
go-
you think about having to
What you're
remove
doing.
him. Yeah.
I can't get open fire into my Quinlan deck. I just can't find room for it. I don't think it's as good as it was.
Oof.
Oof.
But you haven't got any
You already-
removal
you
in
already-
yellow. I suppose you've got Tarkentown ping.
I've got Tarkentown pinging, and I've got spare the target in an emergency, which has actually done quite a lot of work. But
I think all that stuff just really does slow the opponent down, and when you have
Yeah.
a Grogu down as well, that is
Grogu,
just
he's so good. He's so good now.
Grogu-
Finally, man.
Yeah, Grogu is the goat. He activates your force trait, and he just
Yeah.
exhausts some people. Like,
And it's
that
because he
is-
comes down and kills a turn 1 unit now. He doesn't just come down and be
Yeah.
like, I've done none.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. And I've got my nice signed Grogu of 3 of the developers. Jeremy, if you're watching, I need your signature. Throw
I'm
that
sure
out
he
there.
I'm sure he's actually currently sharing this on FFG's Facebook.
Yeah. Probably not.
Thanks, Jezza.
Because we're not even. Yeah, thanks, Jazza. You know, as 2017 Star Wars Destiny national champion, he was the designer at that point. Might not have been lead designer. It still might have been the guy who made it.
Wait, were you the
Whose name
national
I've
champ?
forgotten. I was, yeah. You not see my trophy? It's right there.
What happened?
Kept that quiet.
It's got Kylo Ren on it.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
I wonder if I get a
Is that-
trophy for winning Birmingham.
No, mate. You get some flights to America.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
This guy's very confident that he's going to win Birmingham. All right, let's just
Nah, you just
take a,
gotta go.
little, take a little screenshot here.
He was this confident going into Manchester, and look how he did there.
Yeah,
I actually wasn't. I was just mincing going into Manchester. I'm excited this time because there hasn't been enough time to.
No, wait, bro
make
was there. It's
anything-
like, oh, Danny, can I borrow some Vaders? And then he goes and digs for a 3-drop and then doesn't find
None
the
of them over
3
here, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited though because it's the first time I think, at least for me, I'm going into an event and I'm not refreshing my my pairings, going, oh fuck, I hope this isn't another Boba, you know. Like there isn't
Yeah,
anything now where I'm like,
yeah,
oh good, another
yeah.
one, oh brilliant, another one.
That's gonna be
Well,
music to my ears.
As long as I can dodge Sabine's all day, I'm gonna be happy because I think like I've done a little bit of testing with Sabine Yellow, and that deck is quick.
Yeah.
It is really quick.
That's why you need the fucking Quinlan, mate. Slow it down.
It might be better
Okay.
than Sabine Green. Like,
Is it quicker than Kylo?
yeah,
No.
yeah.
Oh,
No.
No,
I got absolutely walloped by Ethan on Kylo.
Yeah.
I literally couldn't do anything. And the first time I tried to race him, didn't because he just got triple dark raid, and then I just got fucking.
Oh
was
yeah,
either
because he's
ATS
playing
it was either-
the
it was-
space
yeah.
version, isn't he?
It was either an ATST or a punishing.
Punisher one.
No, Ruthless.
No,
No,
Ruthless Raider.
Ruthless
Yeah,
Raider.
Yeah,
And I was just like, I just lost all the temper there. It's gone.
sure.
And he's got
Yeah, well,
sneak attack in there as well for his
Yeah,
Ruthless
yeah,
Raiders,
yeah.
which is
Yeah.
pretty sick.
It's just like you can't stem the bleeding either. So it's like I kept on trying to like kill his stuff and then
Yeah.
like keep control that way, but he still just gets a little chip over, and
Yeah.
that's when the Ruthless Raider came in, and then the ATST came in. And I was like, okay, I get dead. That's readied
That's me
6
gone.
damage unit there.
Yeah.
That poor bloke bricked so hard against me. It was ridiculous in the last round of locals. I felt bad for him.
Happens. You should have really you should have just gambled harder. You know, really
Should have
preyed on
gambled
the top deck. Yeah.
Well, he played Greedo turn 1. I played a 1-cost, pinged it, and then his turn 2 was another Greedo. It was like, oh, it feels bad.
Oh,
Oh no.
yeah, no. Oh, no.
Oh no, not like that. I
No
still
God.
think Yasaj is better than Kylo. I've not played
The
Yasaj
Asajj,
I
yet.
think she will be.
I've played the Asajj Red, like the Kylo, you know, it's
Yeah,
just Kylo, but with
Flipped
Asajj.
the other way around.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's slightly
That's pretty good.
less. It's slightly quicker, like application of that
Yeah,
damage.
because you
isn't
get to
it,
play like one. You can play Tarkentown if you want to, which seems better than Jeddah City, which you're never playing. Or you can still play the 30 health base, but I just think like you play like on the doorstep, flip Yasaj, and then she's like just a monster, right? Like
What is the play is triple dark raid on the flip, and then you
Oh.
can like, yeah, you can just bring out whatever thing, and then
Yeah.
you can use her thing, swing with that So with that unit,
Yeah.
+1 damage, and then flipper, and then she has the, her
Her
thingies
ability.
that-
Yeah. Oh no, that is really good.
What did we talk about as the turn 2 on that? We were talking about that, weren't we, earlier, Michael? That there's a very good card you play the turn before Triple Dark Raid. I can't remember what it was.
How did you play for Triple Dark Raid? Was that in DMs or was that in person?
It was in DMs. We were just chatting about because there's a line with her where it's like, oh, I guess I just lose, you know.
I can't remember.
I'll look for it while we continue to chat.
Hmm.
There was definitely there was a move. I
Interesting.
don't know that hold the conversation. There was definitely
Yeah.
something that was like.
But yeah, no, that Asajj red deck is actually pretty damn fun. I tried playing double yellow, and double yellow is good, but it's gimmicky. Like you have to have cunnings to really win.
Sounds
maybe
like
that's
a
just
double
a
yellow
gimmick.
deck.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah, if you don't have a couple of units early and then get a really like efficient cunning, then
Yeah.
it's just like not really getting much done.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
red was good.
And the double yellow doesn't really, like, Bodhi and Cantina Bouncer and stuff doesn't really scream aggro, does it?
Yeah,
No.
that's exactly why I tried the red one. Oh, I tell you what, I've been having fun with. I see why you guys ran the card, and it drove me. I see why it drove me insane. Was force choke. When you flip Asajj, and then you can have force choke for 1.
Yeah.
So it's like you do triple dark raid, and Asajj is out, and you could just force choke their Sabine if
Yeah.
she's down, or whatever else.
No, because you want
It's
to
like-
make sure you triple Dark Raid with 4 up. Don't triple Dark Raid on 3 resources. Don't fall into that trap.
Yeah. But if you don't hit it, then you've got a force choke waiting.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, force choke is a red villain staple, right? That's never not hitting a red villain deck. But
It's
I
one of
also
those cards that it's so good without its conditional, and its conditional just makes it like, well, fuck me, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
I also quite like flip your Sarge, force choke, fallen lightsaber.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That also feels pretty good. Or flip your Sarge, daring raid, fallen lightsaber, force throw, fallen lightsaber.
Yeah.
Like all that feels pretty good as well.
Yeah, I haven't even tried it with a lightsaber yet. I've just been playing with just a whole, crap ton of events and.
Yeah,
Is her
like
ability an event or a non-unit card?
an event.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say Fallen Lightsaber prop with it as well. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that would be very good.
Can you imagine just hot shot blastering out of your arsenal, just like okay,
Yeah,
that's
because the
Get fucked, I
version
guess.
damage right there.
the version I've built isn't a triple dark raid deck. It's got Kylo's and lurking TIE Phantoms in it as just early aggro space.
Yeah.
But then it's all just like Greedos, Death Troopers, Reckless Gunslingers, Fifth Brother, the Unit Yasaj,
Yeah.
and then just like events through the wazoo to just like weave in between these 1 and 2 drops so that you can keep buffing them to go face, and then you've got hopefully like I said, daring raid, fallen lightsaber for turn 3.
Is that
you-
actually like quite efficient though with the unit Asajj? Do you have like many other
was gonna
separatists in
say.
there?
Well, you can like on the doorstep on turn 4,
Oh,
right?
Then you get
And then you
And
get
then
your
you get
3
3.
battle droids. You can do, you can run them and do 3, and then you
Right.
just blow 2
Yeah.
up, play your Sarge for free. While obviously giving them like one of the battle droids an extra ping, so you're getting like 4 damage out of the battle droids, killing 2 for your Sarge. But you could also just, kill one of your 1 drops to get her out for 2 if you need to, like,
Yeah.
killing a Greedo who's already attacked, trying to get the event ping off him, and then playing a Usage. Feels pretty good.
Anything kind of pump like that feels pretty damn good.
Yeah, because every time I go to build like one of these Kylo or Usage decks, I never think about triple dark raid because I'm like 6. That's way too late. Way too late in the game. All my cards have a 4 printed on them, and then I stop.
Yeah, that was
Well, you
just-
should,
that
you
was-
should
that was
start thinking
literally
about
your-
triple Dark Raid.
Well, yeah, I just think it skews the deck into a space deck, right? You have to then start playing, 12, 15
There's some-
spaceships?
There's some big tanks in this new set.
There are some
Yeah.
big tanks. Can you triple dark raid and then exploit?
I presume so.
Yeah, someone was talking about this because you can triple Dark Raid like the. There's only No, I'm lying. I'm talking about now there are 2 of them. You can exploit now there are 2 of them. with the card
Okay.
as part of the cost. So in theory, yeah, you could triple Dark Brigade as part of the cost.
Yeah, I think you
Okay.
can.
Because you're
I-
playing the
I- well,
card for 5 less.
yeah, I was
Whatever it is,
playing
5 less.
when I was playing on Force Table. What's the yellow 3/2 Geonosian Spacer or something like that? Is that what it's
Yeah.
You know,
the-
patrol
that,
fighter,
yeah.
yeah.
that it let me trigger the exploit on that, but
Yeah.
who knows if that's
If that's
actually
right or not,
legal?
but-
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see why it wouldn't
You
allow you
could-
to do it, which makes me think, like, you know, ATST is definitely a thing of the past, because you're going to be able to just get all these good separatist
Bigger
vehicles
ones,
in. You know.
There is, weirdly enough, because I was looking at the Now There Are Two of Them one, and they have done a good job in that there is only one unit you can do that with, and it's Admiral Trench, which doesn't matter. So they have made sure to
Okay.
align the traits good enough that you can't turn whatever it is a 7 cost. So they've clearly thought about that. I think. I don't think that's accidental.
Yeah.
And Admiral Trench isn't that big, so you don't really mind if he does
Yeah.
make a little appearance.
Okay, so now the conversation's
What
moved
about
to now there's
Dooku?
2 of them. Before we go to Dooku, now there's 2 of them. Wookiee decks.
Yes.
What do you reckon? Do you reckon you can play, like, blue, yellow hero Wookiees, Chewie as your leader, now there's 2 of them, and get, like, just Wookiees out early?
I mean, you're looking for a 5 cost for the turn 2 target, and you've got. I just don't think you've got it. You've got yellow unit Chewbacca,
Yeah.
and that's kind of it for the maximum value. And
Yeah.
then what does he do? Realistically, if we're being real, he's shit.
Well,
I'd love to
I think
say
on
otherwise.
on turn 2, right? So
It doesn't
Oh,
need
sure,
to be turn
yeah,
two,
yeah.
though, does it?
suddenly
No,
he's
but I mean,
really
like, you
good on
don't wanna-
turn 2.
Yeah, he's really good on turn 2, but I mean, not compared to other Now There Are Two of Them options, you know.
No, if you could hold out to the 7s and get Chief, what's his name out?
What, Tarful?
Tarful.
Tarful.
Example, yeah.
Then you're laughing, right? Because he's got stats through the roof. If you've got your turn 1 Wookiee out, you can start pinging off damage through him, and the damage that deals to him, you can start pinging off damage. You can probably do some really cool stuff with it. And you got that brand new 0-5 Grit Wookiee from set 3.
Yes.
And like,
Kashyyyk Defender.
I think we're cooking, right? I think we're cooking.
I mean, this
It
entire
would be-
conversation is why I'm main decking Jesse, just to shut Now There Are Two of Them up.
Sure.
I can't abide it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the
As
only
long
way,
as
right?
long as you've got the initiative going into turn 2.
I mean, I don't mind if it becomes a meta prevalent thing. I don't mind doing nothing turn 1 if they go first, play something, and I just claim. Because
Yeah.
then I've got a 5 damage unit out turn 2. They've got some droid. I wouldn't do it into exploit decks, obviously, but they've got some droids, and in theory, I've either A, fucked their play, or B, they play a 3 cost unit that is definitely smaller than Jesse.
Yeah. Sure.
Or they play Jesse as well, and then we just have a laugh with each other.
Just Spider-Man meme. pointing at
Spider-Man
each
meme,
other.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, like I said, even if he, he stops that, which is a bonus, but even just hitting with him is good. But I think, yeah, with this Now There Are Two of Me threat on the horizon, I think he's definitely a fella to watch.
Yeah.
Sure.
Is he neutral, Jesse?
No,
Or
he
is he hero?
is
He's
hero, thankfully.
Yeah, I think he'd be quite
gotta have
good
something
in a
going
villain
for him.
deck. Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah. I think Hero Green's got a little bit better with this set as well. Nothing's
Hey,
I
let's
think
jumping
see.
out to me
Hero
why.
in general. Hero in general's had a big uplift, I think.
Oh,
I
it
think
doesn't suck shit. It doesn't
good.
suck
It's
anymore,
good.
yeah.
You mean you don't have to just play red aggro anymore?
Yeah, you can competitively play a lot of different colours now. Just because they've actually got
just,
some...
You just gotta make sure you stick yellow in it.
Yeah,
just
pretty
gotta
much.
Make sure.
Yeah.
Well, no, the Anakin deck is,
Yeah, that's red and blue.
I,
well, it's
I
red,
think
red anything.
double red's gonna be.
Yeah, I think you go double red because you can play his little space. Like you can play his fighter, you can play the legendary. You get to play
Unlimited power.
Bo-Katan, unlimited power.
Wild
Plus-
Rancor.
Potentially upsetting opinion.
Going too deep. You're going too deep.
I think Anakin's new ship is just a shiny new toy. I think it won't be long before A-Wing is just back. I think being able to trade into other people's 3 health ships
Oh,
is
the
just
little
better.
one.
Yeah, the 2-3 that sometimes is a 4-3. I
4-3,
think
yeah.
I think it's just shiny and new. It took me like 10 games against AI before I was like, nah, give me A-Wing back. Give me my fucking.
But
Give me
you
my
don't.
ability to trade their A-Wing back.
But you don't play it at the start of the game, do you?
Well, no,
that's
but it takes up. You don't. It's not good enough for it to warrant like be counting on it as a late game. You want your 2 costs to be turn 1s, right?
Yeah.
Especially in red hero. And I think you drop him and they A-wing it, you're like, well, fuck me, I guess. Like, sure, it's great when he comes online later and you're like, oh, bonus. Like, I can now spam 4 threes.
Is it?
Well, why can't it?
Is it a 2-3?
2, 3. I mean, when he's got his
But then you
when
can
it's on.
still use Anakin's ability to boost it up to trade if you need to, right?
Yeah, but you can do that in A-Wing and do more damage.
But you haven't got overwhelm on the attack, so you're not like there's no 5 health spaceships that's hitting the game early that you need to worry about that with.
No, but I mean, like, but you can trade in different worlds. You can trade with the A-Wing without doing 2 damage to your base. I don't see.
I guess like from someone who's played mercenary gunship for the last 5 months, having a 2 attack on your spaceship is pretty good. Where I would see an A-Wing and be like, free trade. Well, not really, like a free kill.
No, because that's 2 attack. I'm saying you want the 3 attack, 2 health one.
But doesn't double red Anakin, doesn't that have lots of ways to get rid of a spaceship without using a spaceship?
Oh, it will, but I'm not talking about just in the Anakin. I just mean in general. I would much rather, because if I drop an A-Wing turn 1 and you drop a...
Would only play that in the Anakin deck.
Yeah.
Because
even
you can
though
also...
I'd still rather the A-Wing. If I could only have one, I'd rather just the ability to shut up their A-Wing and Interceptor versus my Interceptor just have to sit there.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think Anakin Starfighter is only good in Anakin because you can force yourself to get to that 15 base damage.
Yeah.
When you need it.
Oh yeah, you can run both. Right? It's not a one or the other.
Yeah.
But if it was,
I
know what I'm getting rid of.
I don't think I would run both, but yeah, sure. Yeah, in a Sabine deck, you're not running A-Wing, are you? Like.
Oh, surely you run both. Otherwise, you've got no early space presence in an aggro deck.
You have enough space presence in Sabine.
Yeah.
We're talking about double red Anakin.
Oh, in double red Anakin, you only need, but you're not running that much space.
But you want some, surely.
Burn, baby, burn.
Yeah, like you might play the new Corvette that makes people discard a card. But
that's in my sideboard in Quinlan. Yeah, that seems pretty good.
Yeah,
but you can't play with now there are 2 of them, which is a shame because that would have been a huge little.
Yeah, can't play vehicles with now there's 2 of them. Everyone.
Yeah, everyone take note of that.
No,
everyone take note of that.
Danny fucking loves cheating.
Ah,
he loves it.
At pre-releases exclusively. Love
it. He is a fiend for it.
I love winning a pre-release by cheating. They're the tournaments that matter.
Did you like when you were doing the weird stuff with
yeah. I just thought
you won that one as well.
Yeah. No, I didn't win it. I finished 9th, I think, because we had a huge turnout. That pre-release didn't we? We got to like 32 both days or something.
Yeah.
People were keen.
Good store.
Good store. We are encroaching 3 minutes off the hour, boys. So I think we should probably call it here because our 4 listeners won't have even made it this far. So.
That's my dad joined as well.
The watch time has dropped.
Mate, your dad left for cigarettes 10 years ago. He's not coming back.
He did. He likes Star Wars though. This might be what happens.
The resurgence.
He won't even know it's you because he can't see you.
Okay. That's true. He'll be like, someone else spelt their son's name with that weird fucking name.
Why have they put the I before the M? Is that how you spell it? Yeah, I don't. We'll have a whole podcast dedicated to that, I think, at some point.
Yeah, that'll be the webcam reveal.
Yeah, the webcam reveal will just be a complete breakdown of why is your name. We'll get your mum on.
Yeah.
To explain what happened.
That'll get more viewers. That's probably more interesting.
Yeah.
Us screaming about Anakin's Interceptor. He getting flamed for an hour by my family.
Yeah,
the title of the video needs to be something to do with Anakin's Interceptor now. That was the biggest segment.
Anakin's Interceptor is a shiny new toy. And it's going away after Christmas.
It's not even going to make it till Christmas, I don't think.
It's not, no. It's going to make Birmingham. No one's going to run it. There'll be some cringe meta deck come out of Birmingham that's like, it's like Finn Blue or something.
Anakin's Interceptor is like Stolen Land Speeder. Changed my mind.
Yeah.
It is. It actually is. Rip Stolen Land Speeder, you were almost good.
What was it you're talking? Oh, it was in Quinlan, wasn't it? About how you can get it out turn 1.
You could Tarkin Town it yourself and also play like an R2, but what are you gaining there? There's a sideboard angle for it, but you're not going to play against the decks it's good for enough to warrant it having a place.
Hopefully.
My sideboard has been the biggest bane of my Quinlan deck because There's
Yeah.
too many good options.
I don't even think you worry about sideboard yet. I think you've just got to try and get your 30, your 50 as tight as possible, and then the week before be like, right, what's going on?
My sideboard has just become cards I can't squeeze into my main board, to be honest.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but I don't think I've got a sideboard for my Maul deck yet. Yeah. I'm just going to run it and then go, yeah, I need that for when I play against control. And then
pillage.
Put it in my sideboard. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm thinking of pillage. I've taken out Palp returns.
I did that as well. I ended up getting rid of that, and you never use it.
I just never used it, and the only time I would use it is against control, and I'm not going to play against control on force table because that is boring.
I think control as well is also going to take a little bit to come out of the woodwork again. I think no one's I haven't seen anyone working on it except Thorks Yellow Blue, but no one's playing that. So
yeah, and especially at the start of the set, it's really hard to play control because you don't know what you need to control.
You don't know what you're controlling,
Like, you can put on all your tech, you can probably build a really nice blue-green villainy deck, teched against Sabine.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll do all right, I reckon, but I don't think you'll win because you'll hit something in the top cut that's just a bit weird.
Even, jokes aside, Thorks through a Thrawn Blue deck will probably work on some degree. But now you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're controlling.
Yeah,
you know?
How many super laser blasts do you need is a really important question that you need to answer when you're building a blue deck, and I don't know. We've now officially gone over the hour, so let's just roll this out very quickly. What are we playing this Thursday, Michael?
I think I'm gonna flip. I have to flip a coin between Luke Blue and Asajj Red. I have to flip a coin. Those are my two.
I'm gonna flip it for you. Play Asajj Red because Luke Blue is shit. Sage, what you playing?
I am playing Maul ECL on Thursday.
That is what you're going to say every week, isn't it?
No, I am changing my tact for this set. I'm going to be hero villain coordinating. Alternating.
Coordinating. You need three.
I need three things to be able to do that.
But, that was so good. That was off the top of my head. No one's even going to see it because we're over an hour. Jaimee, you've had your moment, Sage. Jaimee, what are you playing this week?
I'm still a boring bloke. I'm still working on Quinlan Red, so it'll be a Quinlan Red. I haven't lost a game with it in person yet, so I need to see what it loses to.
Are you going to play Quinlan Red the entire set?
Depends how Birmingham goes, innit? I'll either get sick of it or But I think it's good because I will play it for a while, and then because I've played nothing else, when I get bored of it, I will then essentially have set 3 new to myself. Because I've locked in pretty early on something, so I'm not averse to it.
You just know that he's going to go to Birmingham. He's going to sit opposite another double blue Iden or whatever the hell he played in the last one, and then just scream his head off, and then be like, "No, I'm giving up with Quinlan. He's shit."
Now, why do you think I've? That's why I've got fucking 3 sparks, pillages, 4 throws in there. I ain't getting hit by any stupid cards this time, man.
Fuck your hand, kid. Fuck your hand.
I'm gonna play Spark of Rebellion, and instead of taking a card, I'm just gonna slap my opponent across the chops.
Right, and I'm gonna probably play Han double yellow, but there's still 4 days before we play, so I'll probably change about 7 times.
That's good.
Thank you anyone who's made it this far. Share, like, and subscribe. And as always, I'd rather be lucky than good.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.